Brilliant.
Hey everybody, this is Spike Cohen. Welcome to a very first episode of the Muddied Zoom featuring me, Spike Cohen, Jason Lyon. Matt Wright is not here. Matt Wright.
Oh, we have Chris Reynolds.
We have Chris Reynolds. We do have Chris Reynolds. We do not have Matt Wright. Matt Wright, who we now call Matt Wrong because Matt is not here. Matt Wrong, decidedly not here on our very first, our inaugural Virgin episode. I'm told that this person named Muddied Waters coming, who just entered, might possibly be Matt Wright. There'd be no way of knowing, of course, because Matt Wright isn't actually here. But thank you for joining us for the Muddied Zoom, where we will be Zooming with our favorite Muddied Zoomers, who are all here. They are my favorite because they are here. And we're just going to be talking about all sorts of stuff, just having a conversational thing. If you would like to be in on this absolute menagerie of joy that we are about to experience for the next, I don't know, hour-ish, I don't know, then be sure to come join the Facebook group Muddied Waters at facebook.com/groups/Muddied Waters. And then you can join us. And once you join us, then you'll see the link to our Zoom, and you can be a part of this. So, also, we have a special guest, Mr. Chase Oliver, who is the chairman of the Libertarian Party of Australia, of Atlanta. It's definitely not of Australia, because Australia is not real. But so before so let me go to the Zoom. How is everyone doing? Oh, I don't want to show Matt first. He wasn't even here on time. Someone else talk.
Boo.
Someone say something.
Nope.
Hey,
It's
it's Chris
rejected.
Reynolds. No, someone else.
Reynolds.
It's Chris. No,
Hey,
someone
yeah.
talk besides Matt, please.
Chris Reynolds here, obviously in my car, as I usually am when I am doing all things Muddied Waters. Good to be here.
It is great to have you. Stop showing Matt. No, I don't know what the whatever. No. Someone else talk. Say something.
I think that's your intro, Chase. I think you're not going to get much better than that.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to show. Here, Chase. Chase.
Yeah, I can
Chase,
always talk.
Here, say okay. There's Chase. Chase, how are you
I can
doing?
always talk. I'm doing all right. Yeah, just chilling out, hanging out. So the thing I did want to read one thing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Being with LP Atlanta. Hold on one second.
Anything that keeps us from having to look at Matt.
Yeah. So let me just pull this up. So I have a press release that we're going to be actually releasing tomorrow.
Okay.
It's about Ahmaud Arbery. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that case. What's going on there?
Yes.
So here goes. So the Libertarian Party of Atlanta condemns the senseless killing of Ahmaud Arbery in February of 2020 by armed assailants. To date, no arrests have been made in over 2 months. A grand jury has now been convened, and thanks to recently released footage, it is apparent to most people that this shooting should have led to arrests and a more thorough investigation surrounding the event. This is a clear sign that criminal justice in the state of Georgia needs reform, not only in our police departments, but in our courts and DA offices as well. The Libertarian Party of Atlanta is committed to such reforms, and while the Libertarian Party of Atlanta supports the right to keep and bear arms in self-defense, this act appears to be neither self-defense nor responsible use of a firearm. And we ask that others who defend the Second Amendment also condemn the shooting, and those who killed Ahmaud Arbery. We in the Libertarian Party of Atlanta send our support to the Arbery family and hope to see justice done in this senseless killing. That's basically the gist of the press release.
That's
So,
awesome.
thoughts?
Yeah, no. I can give you my thought because no one wants to look at Matt. My thought is that so I only heard about this a couple days ago, I think on the 5th or 6th, and it is absolutely terrible. Like what happened is anyone who has seen the video, I don't know. I'll allow Matt to exist briefly. Matt, are we going to show that on Muddy Waters, like the actual video of the shooting?
I don't have an issue with showing it, so yeah, probably. I'm actually 100% okay showing it because that was awful. And the mental gymnastics you are seeing from people defending it, it is beyond me.
Yeah, I'm okay with it and it would showing it, but we're probably gonna have to definitely have some kind of warning up, like extreme violence. Like, I mean, you just see a guy get blasted to death while he's jogging down the street, so it is it's pretty intense. I'm okay with showing it, but we'll probably have to put some kind of warning on it because it's not. I don't want anyone to incidentally be watching. Oh, hey, look, it's someone walking down the street. Oh, and then realize what they're watching when it's too late, because that's insane.
Notice you said this as Chris Reynolds is walking down the street.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have also read like the judge's statement on this whole thing as to why like arrests weren't made. Basically, they said something along the lines of, well, it was reasonable to chase him down with guns because his older brother is in jail right now, and his cousin's also been arrested before. So it was reasonable for police to, or for not police, for these random dudes to just chase him down with a gun. So that's...
Wait, the judge said this?
Yeah, this was a judge. This was a judge.
And I saw something that he had like 3 arrests prior to this, and people are using that to defend it. And I'm like,
yeah,
that he was jogging. He was jogging down the street, and he fit the description of a fucking thief or whatever, and that's why they decided to go after him. Like, makes no sense.
Wait a second. So the judge who decided whether or not to do anything, the reason they said it was because his brother was in jail?
Yeah, let me find I'll find it. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'll find it for you.
Shit.
Yeah, it's similar. That's almost verbatim, or it's very condensed.
The shooters obviously just knew everything.
That's what I was going to say. These shooters are omniscient. They knew this looks like someone whose brother is in jail and who had 3 minor petty offenses.
He also cheated on like a science test in like 3rd grade, and they knew about that, and they were
well. Also, the father of the guy who committed the shooting, the guy who was backing him up, so stupid. He was an ex-cop too, and apparently he had a run-in with this guy way back in the day when he was in high school. And so now they're like wondering if he remembered him from way back in the day. Let me find the thing though. So
every article I've seen keeps mentioning that he's an ex-cop. Like every chance they get that, he's an ex-cop, he's an ex-cop, he's an ex-cop, trying to get you to believe that he might know what he's doing. So let's give him a pass. Kind of that's the way I keep reading it.
Well, it's to try to give this illusion that oh well, he was a cop, so like Seth just said, he knew what he was doing. Well, yeah, he just killed someone jogging down the street. That does sound like something a cop would do. So that's actually valid. But holy crap, goodness, I don't know. Hold on 1 second. I am having to do multiple duties, including letting people in. James, are you back in?
Yeah, James is back in. Hey, you want to just make Matt give him co-host so he could just do that for you?
Yeah, I would absolutely love to know how
punish him for being late. That's I think that's the name
Matt,
of the game
you
today.
How do I do that?
Wait,
right click.
About to punish me for being late?
Yes, you are now. Oh wait, no, that's changed the
irony of that is amazing.
How do I? No, because this is the time you're late. What? How do I?
As opposed to every other show we do.
Wait, how do I make?
Yes, exactly.
This
one is done in public square.
So it's not the judge, by the way. It's the DA.
The DA said that?
Wow.
So this is what the DA cited in his memo. He said that the man had committed a lawful citizen's arrest and killed Arbery in self-defense. He blamed Arbery for his own death, quote, for his aggressive nature. The video contradicts his description, obviously. And he cites Arbery's, quote, mental health records and prior convictions, end quote, which are totally irrelevant. And let's see. I'm trying to find the full letter right now. I'm just finding. Yeah. So basically, he didn't recommend that this go to a grand jury.
That's insane.
In Glenn County.
That is insane.
Yeah. So.
Holy crap! I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was.
Well, this is Glenn County is very. It's out kind of in the middle of nowhere. let me just say, like the closest thing
That's
to it is the coast of Georgia. I mean, it's down near Florida.
So it's like the northern
quite
panhandle area ish.
Yeah, well, actually, it's on the eastern end of Georgia, towards
okay.
like it's a few hours north of Jacksonville. So it's in the middle of nowhere.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. So I'm hoping that we can get some more ears on. I mean, it's already going everywhere, and even our governor, Brian Kemp, he's not very intelligent. But even he has recognized that this is something that he needs to like address and pay attention to. So
yeah, no, it's insane that this wasn't immediately jumped on, but unfortunately that is the situation that we're in. Like there is I'm someone who is loath to attribute things to racism unless it's fairly obvious, but you have former cop, which is a big part of it, and you have white men killing a black guy. And I hate to say it, but I think if we were in a situation where it was two black men who were waiting in the middle of a street, which by the way is illegal. Like it's not legal to just sit in your truck with a gun waiting for someone to come. Like that's illegal. Like if a cop came, you're violating, that's a moving violation. You have to actually drive down the street. You can't just park your car in the middle of the road. If it were two black guys with another black guy in another truck behind and following this white guy jogging down the street, and then they blast him with shotguns, I have to feel like a lot of the people that are defending this right now might have a slightly different take on all of this. But it is yes. Absolutely terrible. It is. I don't even have. So we have in the comments, T-Bone Jensen says, look for a link between the DA and the chapter's family. There will definitely be one. This DA has a bad history in this county, though, right, Chase? Isn't that the case?
I'm not super familiar with the guy. I'm not super familiar with beyond this story, but I can tell you, in a lot of areas of the state, there's definitely the good old boy kind of network,
right? And
everybody knows everybody. Small town. So I wouldn't be surprised if the people involved know the DA personally. Like that's, especially if he's ex-law enforcement, like that's totally plausible. I mean, I don't know, but I would totally say, yeah, look for that kind of a thing. And there's just, I don't know, Georgia's nuts. And like I live in what I call the Blue Island and the Red Sea.
Right. In
Atlanta,
I live in
super liberal Atlanta. So it's kind of a shock to see kind of the shit go on. And you forget like the difference between small town America and the big city.
Yeah, I mean, even just the difference. I mean, I live in Myrtle Beach, which is not metropolitan by any stretch of the imagination, but you go even from Myrtle Beach to like an hour inland, and you're like, oh, wow. The rest of South Carolina is not like Myrtle Beach. And
Stop making fun of me, Spike.
I'm like literally going to where Jason lives.
Nobody's like Dirty Myrtle.
What's that?
I said, ain't nowhere else in South Carolina that's like Dirty Myrtle.
There are a few places on the planet Earth that are like Myrtle Beach. Probably, and that's probably dancing. What's that?
Said Myrtle Beach has amazing shag dancing.
We have amazing shag dancing. We have nice golf courses, and the beach is nice-ish. And it's certainly not like Caribbean nice, but it's nice-ish. And then we have also, it's cheap to live here, and we have a lot of strip clubs. And then it's all downhill after that. Oh, and a lot of restaurants. We have a ton of restaurants.
I will put the strip clubs in Atlanta up against any strip clubs in the nation.
I believe you. I believe you. I don't.
Strip clubs in Florida became famous in the 9/11 disaster.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Put that up against anybody. We are the strip club kings.
Yeah, go to Florida if you want strip clubs. I was in the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
I traveled the whole East Coast. Go to Florida.
There's more strip clubs per capita in Pinellas County where I am than anywhere else in the world.
Well, quality, not quantity, you guys. And
have enough quantity to make up for that quality.
Not that I really would know.
I mean, you sounded kind of confident on that. I will say, I'm not.
I mean,
I
know.
Accuse you. But.
I mean, I'm not an ex-stripper.
That's a way to put
I
it.
just know a lot of folks in the industry.
I do too. I actually briefly made websites for strip clubs. Vote for me.
Nice. Well, have you guys heard about Oregon? Oregon has drive-through strip clubs now.
Drive-through strip
The market finds a way.
Wait, how does can someone explain the mechanics of a drive-through strip club?
Okay, so I saw photos, and from what it looks like they're in a huge like hangar. And I don't know where this is in Oregon, but they have like stages, and you literally drive your car up and roll your window down, and you watch them perform on stage, and you tip them same as you would at any other strip club. They're wearing masks and gas masks, which is that's your thing. I mean, I gotta say this: gas mask fetishists. Whew, this 2020 is their year. It's their year, and so basically, they come do their thing and they drive on out. I don't know how well the ventilation is in there, what the carbon monoxide levels are like in that strip club.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not feeling a little woozy in the head. It's kind of a fun rush.
I was about to say, I got this hilarious mental image of the concept of a drive-through strip club, and girls will be dancing all around cars and stuff like that. Like one is off in the corner, passed out. Somebody asks, "What's wrong with her?" "Oh, that's just Gabby. She got a little lightheaded. She'll be fine. She'll be okay."
That's the reason that's the reason for the gas mask, right? Is so that they don't die of carbon monoxide poisoning. The drivers are screwed. Customers totally screwed.
They don't care.
Hopefully this will be like like when you get into a drive-through car wash and it hooks on and then it says, "Please turn your car off." Hopefully that's like, before they start stripping, please turn. You won't see any breasts until they turn the car off. No nudity until the car is turned off.
Can you imagine driving through like this and having to pass dollar bills through the window?
Oh, wow. Chris Reynolds, by the way. Oh, by the way, before we get started, which we already have, this episode of the Muddied Zoom is brought to you by the Libertarian Party Dad Bod Calendar, featuring some of the sexiest libertarian men that you will ever see in your very short, miserable life. And also it's brought to you, libertariandadbod.com, also brought to you by the Libertarian Party Waffle House Caucus, the fastest growing waffle-related caucus in the Libertarian Party or in any other political party. Episode is also brought to you now by the Murder Hornets, who promise to come and kill you and destroy everything you love and everything you hold dear. Murder Hornets. There is no website for that. It's just they're going to kill you. It's also
they come to you.
They come to you.
I just mentioned that the Libertarian Party Energy from Thorium Caucus is so jealous of the Waffle House Caucus.
Yes.
They should be.
They should be. They definitely should be. This episode finally is brought to you by the Vermin Spike 2020 campaign. VerminSupreme2020.com. Vermin Supreme Spike Cohen taking over. Please notice the badger there. And Chris Reynolds, I was actually going to you next because this episode is brought to you by... You're actually looking at him right now, but I'm going to turn him just so you can see this. This episode is brought to you by Chris Reynolds, personal injury attorney. If you are in the Tampa Bay area and are suffering a personal injury of any kind, this in no way is helpful from a marketing standpoint. This is not a website or it's just
the marketing of just having Chris's face, no number, nothing else, just this guy. Look for him. Go around Tampa and look for this guy.
Just go get injured a bunch of times through Tampa, and eventually he will pop out.
If you get injured in Tampa Bay and you wake up in the hospital and this is looking at you, this face, worry no longer, friend, because you are being represented by Chris Reynolds, personal injury attorney Chris. So go to chrisreynoldslaw.com. So speaking of Chris Reynolds, Chris, can you talk to me about the possible personal injury liability issues with a drive-through strip club?
I mean, yes, there are lots of potentials, but if you're a smart strip club owner, you're going to have them sign all sorts of waivers. So there's probably no liability whatsoever. It's a classic case of assumption of risk. Like, you know what you're getting into. So not a whole lot of liability from my perspective.
But do you? Because so if someone said to me, "Hey, do you want to go to a..." Oh, no, you're right. Because if someone asked me if I wanted to go to a drive-in strip club, I would absolutely say no.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're getting into. Like, you know the risk. Like, at that point, you really want to have some boobs in your face and you're willing to risk getting, a potentially fatal disease for it. That's your choice. That's capitalism.
Or even just on your windshield.
Yeah, I think it's on the windshield, so you still maintain social distancing.
Yeah, you gotta maintain
like these molecules still can creep through the car. Your car is not like an airtight seal or anything. So, I mean, you're assuming that risk at that point.
So my car has a HEPA filter, and I'm thinking if you could just roll up the windows and just say, yeah, smash them against the window, honey, and then take a few steps back, and I'll throw the dollar at you, or the like. It just seems
the smell still might come.
Yeah,
through.
but how do you get a lap dance?
Well, you don't. You get a hood.
Like
dance.
I just sent you a picture of what the strip club looks like.
Hey, this episode was also brought to you by Spike Cohen, who wasn't invited to this one, but he's here. So Spike Cohen, everybody, welcome in Spike Cohen.
Spike
Mr.
Cohen.
April.
I heard that's Mr. April there. I heard he's running for vice president of the United States of America. Do you know anything about that, Jason?
Not a clue. You
don't know about that? Is that okay? All right. Well, fair enough. So lap dance. Who asked about the lap dance, by the way?
That was me.
That was who?
Jacob.
The dirty French guy.
The dirty French guy? That would make sense.
Of course.
Of course the French person would ask about lap dances. No, I think you get a hood dance. I don't think you actually get a lap dance. I think they jump on your hood and you get the work that work that way. I didn't say this was a good idea. Who brought this up, by the way?
I have a picture here of what this looks like, by the way.
Please,
you have a picture of what a drive-through strip club work?
I mean, she's got pasties over her nipples.
So it's not even worth it.
Like, it's not that garbage.
Who's gonna go see some pasties?
Well, I mean, it's little. It's what it is. It's like duct taped X's.
Not worth it.
Oh, that's not worth it. I'm not gonna risk, violating social distancing for pasty nipples.
It does look really smoky in there.
it looks like a scene out of.
I just sent it to you in Messenger, Spike.
All right, I want to put up this picture. Hold on.
It legitimately looks like a scene out of like a sci-fi movie from the 1980s where they were trying to guess what it would look like today.
Except there's a minivan full of dads.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Holy crap, this looks like Tank Girl. Hold on, I'll go put this up. Actually, the fact that it looks like Tank Girl is the only thing redeemable about this at all. Let me pull this up. This is
It's very smoky in there.
It is very smoky in there.
You can see the laser lights and the lights very easily.
That would be the exhaust from the cars. Like, this is an
there's no car wash like chain pulling them along. They're just riding around in their Hyundai.
Wash chain.
I feel like Chase is making fun of me. I drive a Hyundai.
Hey man, I drive a Toyota Corolla that has a bumper that is duct taped on the back and on the front. So
what you're saying is it's fixed. It's fine. It's not a Hyundai.
Oh well, it could be. I'm saying,
this is
Carol fucking Baskins.
This is
That's amazing.
This is absurd.
That is
it though?
That is legitimately like that's like Ridley Scott's wet dream for the future.
That is dedication. That's what that is.
There's a guardrail.
It's about to be my background. Oh, it's about to be my background.
There is nothing redeemable about this picture at all. First of all, she's wearing pasties, so you don't even get to see nipples. And she's actually clothed, so this is a lie also. It's a lie because there's... this is much better. I'd much rather look at Jennifer with the Tiger King background than the strip club. We're not going to look at the strip club anymore.
We don't know at what point in the strip performance she was at.
That could have been the beginning. That's the point.
Right. Like, she could have been somewhere in the middle there.
There's a guardrail.
I mean, yeah, there is the guardrail.
So, I mean, at least social distancing is being maintained, but at the same time...
It looks like there's a tip bucket. on that guardrail.
Oh man! And look, I just want to. Okay, so look at how happy the best friend, the passenger side.
It's like going in.
Oh, there is a tip bucket there. That's amazing.
No,
that dad looks super happy in the passenger seat.
Yeah, the guy looks really excited to see a woman who's still clothed.
And then someone in the back seat is masked.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh my God, he is, isn't he?
There is someone with a mask because they know how dangerous this is.
Oh.
No, I look super happy.
I have some awesome designer masks actually that I got made here in Atlanta.
Well, you can wear those. You can wear those to the strip club.
Just shut them all.
What's that?
You can wear them to the strip club.
Oh yes.
Oh gosh. So we just had a very unfortunate entry of someone from it's shitfish Shane himself. Who
I may have slid him the password. I may have done that.
Team Tilapia!
No, listen. The fact that the Frenchman and the attorney are on your side is not. This says that you're wrong. That is proof that you are wrong about your choice of.
Do you feel like you've been personally injured by his entry, Spike?
I'm going to.
I might have an attorney for you.
Chris, do you represent people in South Carolina who have been told about fish they don't like? Because I want to hire you.
Represent him.
I mean, if they're salmon lovers, probably not. If they're
okay,
tilapia
good.
lovers, free representation.
Good, you're a co-defendant now. I'm going to destroy all of you. Shane, how are you doing?
Doing all right, man. How are you? You salmon lover, you?
I am doing amazingly, and am in fact full of salmon. Thank you, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy about that.
I mean, we're all wrong once in a while, right?
We definitely are. So let's go through who we have here because we got a bunch of people that have joined. Let's see. So wait, people are changing their name. Who's Team Catfish?
What blasphemy is this?
Wait, who is Team Catfish?
That'd be Chase.
Catfish nuggets are delicious.
Catfish, everything is delicious.
Wait, I don't even see Chase anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's team. So we talked to Rachel, who is working right now. Of course, James is here. James, thank you so much. Cameron, how are you doing, Cameron? That's fantastic. And we let's see. Cameron's on mute. And then we saw Seth earlier, so we know Seth's doing well. Jennifer, how are you doing, Jennifer?
Seth cannot be doing that well. He's a Redskins fan.
Yeah, well,
I am used to it. There's nothing
I would hope so.
that I haven't already said to myself. All right.
And Jennifer, how are you doing?
Great, thanks.
Well, great. What's that?
I'm kind of getting used to this format.
It's definitely a new type of format. I just am happy I'm happy when you come up because I get to see my Tiger King thing there. That's great.
Isn't it awesome?
It's amazing. It's great. For some reason, my computer will not allow me to have funny backgrounds. So Jennifer's there, and who else is here? Oh, good. The names are moving, which makes it even better because now I don't know who I'm talking to. We have Steven. I don't know who I don't know what Steven I'm talking to. Hi, Steven.
Hi. How are you? Big fan.
Oh, it's Steven
first
Messina.
Caller.
Oh, for God's sake, we're gonna have someone who has better visual than we do. That's perfect. I love when we have guests who have better production values than us. Steven, what are you up to?
Well, Spike, I just wanted to get on the show. I'm a huge fan. I can't thank you guys enough for all that you do.
Oh,
thank you,
Steven.
Thank you. That means a lot. Why are you really here?
I want to talk shit now that I'm unemployed and I don't have any clients to lose.
Oh, well, that's even better. What kind of shit do you want to talk?
Oh, no. We'll have to start off small. You know what I mean? Because based on the sensitivity of my clientele, I think it's best to start at like a 1 and then work up.
Okay, we'll work up. We'll circle back to you later. So, let's see. So Steven is here. Seth. Oh gosh, the names are moving around again. If I haven't called your name, just scream. Oh, Tim. Tim is here. Tim, how are you doing?
Good, other than that cat that won't leave me alone.
That's story of my life,
Shane,
man.
leave him alone.
Yeah, leave Tim alone, Shane. And we have Chris Reynolds and Jordan Logue, none other than noted scientist Jordan Logue. Jordan, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm actually in the lab right now, which is why I can't have the face cam on because I'm still actively doing a surgery. But I'm allowed to listen to music, so I figured this was close enough.
Wait, a surgery of a surgery of whom?
Well, it's kind of a surgery and kind of an autopsy. It's still technically alive.
The medical gray area. Okay.
It's an electrophysiology recording from a dorsal hippocampus of a rat. So
I totally understood like one of those words.
I understood rat.
Hippopotamus.
Rat. So
he's talking about the back part of a rat's brain.
Yeah, I decapitated a rat about 12 hours ago, and I've kept the brain alive using let's just call it necromancy. And now I'm poking at it with a car battery and a microscope to see what it'll do.
You sick motherfucker.
I have clearance for this. At
least you have clearance for it.
Literally Frankenstein.
Yeah, why are you doing this?
Why not?
This is part of our it's our essential research for Florida State that we've been doing for a few years now under it's testing hippocampal synaptic properties. So whether or not plasticity is increased in brain regions according to exposures to certain drugs. So this is looking at whether or not a novel antidepressant will increase synaptic plasticity and neuroproliferation in a rat hippocampus before we test it on people.
Hey Jordan, what's the new antidepressant? Is it an SSRI or something different?
It's something very different.
Holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
Is it possible that the rat may be depressed because it was decapitated?
Oh no, the rat was put through a stress paradigm before it ever got to that point.
I thought it just had crippling debt and
it's student debt.
Believe it or not, no, that's just the people who do the experiment while they're in medical school.
Oh, so you went through your own stress.
I mean, I'm gonna say, man, all those words you said, like I feel like way smarter now that I heard them.
I do. I actually feel considerably dumber. Yeah. I feel like a moron after hearing that.
Honestly, he's working on some crazy shit.
I can repeat like 5 of those words.
Let me see if I can get this go for the work.
Wait, are you going to
of a hippopotamus?
Wait, are you about to show us a decapitated rat?
Let's say this and
all I know is I need a drink after hearing all that. That was
yeah.
I've been sober for 14 years and I need a drink after hearing that. That actually successfully made me go off the wagon.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah,
is pulled by ponies.
That wagon is a pony wagon. Yeah, ponies and opiates.
Opiates. Can I chime in?
Yes, please do.
Okay, I just had a question.
You're very quiet.
You're yeah, generally.
No, I mean your volume is terrible.
Oh, you look good.
I look great.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
He's got a mic above his head. He's so much face.
No, that's one thing, Spike. You don't actually have to. I do have production gear, but you don't have to see it. You don't have to have it like in your face. You can actually have it out of the frame.
Fired.
I'm sorry.
First time caller, first time destroyer of Spike's world.
No. Now I feel bad. I actually We know each other. Tell him that we're friends, for God's sake. So I know.
I hate you. I don't know who you are, but I hate you a lot, and I think you're a terrible person. I'm never.
No, it's a good look when the microphone is 75% of the frame. Seriously.
Listen.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So
Hey, Spike, you got me?
You'll see
Gonna
me.
bow out of the campaign after this.
Hey, no.
Hey, Spike, you got me on here?
Yo.
Oh gosh. What?
No, Spike, I for real had a question. I don't know if I can ask
No,
a question.
you know what? Fuck you. I don't want. I can't do this. What is,
No.
Steven is officially Team Tilapia. No questions.
Oh, fuck that shit. That's where we part company, sir.
All right, you take your stupid mic and you get the hell out of here.
I really want to know if Zoom is running slow for you when you're running the meeting yourself. That's a legitimate question.
No, it isn't. Zoom's running fine for me. Yeah, Zoom's running fine.
It's not on. You said that the names were moving around and shit. You're not having any problems?
Oh no, so in the list of participants, when someone talks, they go up to the top. So where I was trying to figure out where people were, I was having a tough time. But no, Zoom's working great. You are very quiet, and I don't know why. Like just you.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it on my end, and I think it's probably for the. I think it's because Zoom wants to censor me.
It's probably not close enough. Is the problem?
Man, after all those pot shots, I don't blame Zoom.
No shit. All right, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it.
Because you sounded fine.
Like his microphone's in that locker behind him.
Yeah, I was gonna say and you sounded fine when you first came on. So I'm not sure what happened there. But also I still hate you. But I just want to say the reason that it's like this is because I have it on a special condenser setting so that I can do like ASMR stuff in my spare time. So, hey everybody, it's me. How are you doing? Like that. Like
so you're gonna use this opportunity to tell me my audio sounds like shit?
Yeah.
Hey, Spike.
What sounded? Yeah. Go ahead.
They just arrested those two guys in Georgia.
Oh,
yay!
Good. That's good news.
Yeah.
Now that whole entire statement for tomorrow has been ruined.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to amend shit overnight.
Yeah. Just be like,
Ruined your
we're
whole
happy
day.
that they got arrested. Yeah. I mean, I
think we have to cut the show.
I'm happy to
and,
edit.
Redo this. We have
Yeah,
to
they're
redo
both
this whole
charged with murder and aggravated assault.
All right, can we start
come back
over with
later.
the song at the beginning? the whole. Yeah.
Oh, you want to do the
Matt's
thing
gotta
again?
run
Okay,
around
yeah.
the
Here,
left-
let's
the-
go. I'll be right
walk
back.
the
We'll just do this whole thing.
He's got to make sure he's late again.
Way to go, Team Cafe.
Yeah. Matt, can you log off, Matt, so that you can be late again to this whole thing? Can you fail us one more time? No, you know what's perfect about this is I am always late.
Every time.
Every time. If we are late, it's because of me. If it's 8:02 that we're going live, it's because of something I did.
I literally had to remind him to run his own show.
Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah, including my own show. He'll have to message me and be like, "Are you going to do a show today?" And I'm like, "What day is it?" And he's like, "Wednesday at 8 p.m." I'm like, "Uh-oh." That's actually not true, but that would be funny.
I never message it Wednesday at 8. It's always Wednesday at 9.
Yeah, Wednesday. Well, that is terrific. So, Steven, you were going to say something terrible, right?
No, I want to know if my audio is fixed because I feel like a real jack off.
No, it's better now. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, it's better.
It sounds a lot better now.
Yeah, it's better. It sounds good. It was after you got to like shit all over my setup here. That
if I had a microphone that big, it would be in the frame too. Believe me. I mean, that's a very thick mic, which I hear is the important part when it comes to microphones.
It's really about thickness and movement, and
I concur.
It's thickness and movement, right, Chase?
Oh yeah, I mean, exactly.
Whoa, that's a big head on Matt's though. For God's sakes.
I know.
He just improved that size by 50%.
Yeah, let's take a look
Always
at
make
Matt's
sure
again
you
for
wear a
head.
pop filter.
Good.
Yes,
great.
and
Even if it's all
has to
pop
be-
filter, they don't care.
Yeah, no, it's you don't want to hit them with you don't want too much sibilance.
Percussive.
Yeah, percussives. You don't want too many percussives. You don't want that to go. That's some people.
Is Jordan showing us the rat?
Oh God.
No, I'm trying to, but I didn't know if I was going to be on screen for this part, so I'm just kind of holding my phone pointed toward.
Oh no, go ahead. Let's see your headless rat. Oh God.
Well, no, it's not that it's headless. It's that there's like pieces of brain tissue preserved in glass, which I'm also running wiring through. I don't know if any of you can hear this or see this, but let me. Yeah, hang on a second.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm excited now.
Yeah, everyone stop talking. I think I
this
sort
is
of
a
have.
screen readout of what's happening under this microscopic setup, where I've got electrodes run through it. See that little piece of tissue on there? Under this extremely expensive microscope setup, looks like that. So you can
Put my
see
balls on a reactor. I've never seen something so sciencey before.
So that's what Joe Biden's brain looks like.
And then when you have it on output, it looks like this. So you see that little indentation there at the beginning is signs that the tissue is still alive after XYZ number of hours.
All right. So what part of that readout shows when the mouse lied?
So this is
wrong
this
part
is
of the brain for that.
This is your rat's brain on antidepressants. Any questions?
Essentially, yes. Yeah, pretty much.
Does
That
this
is,
rat by any chance want to take over the world?
Pinky in the brain.
No, this was the dumb one.
Ah, narf.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have taken the dumb one for being. I wouldn't have taken Pinky for being depressed, but it's the.
So I'm confused. Is it Joe Biden or not?
Yeah, it's. It's the funny ones that you got to watch out for. R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to read this guy's preliminary paper.
You want to read his
The manuscript should be done by the end of May. I don't know when it will be actually in publication. If you want to look up my master's thesis on crystal meth, that's in the Journal of European Pharmacology. You can find it on Google Scholar.
Do you have any samples of said study to dispense at all?
I was gonna say, I have an
Just
honorary
quarter gram.
PhD in math.
Just for science. Just for science.
In 10 years of doing this job, you're actually the first person who's ever asked for that. I can't believe it. It's never come up before now.
I figured I was
Leave
going
it to a libertarian to be the
Might as
first.
well.
Yeah, I was gonna say leave it to a libertarian crowd to ask you if you have any meth left.
Spoilers. I did the antidepressant that I gave this animal. It was not meth. Just so everyone knows, we're not trying to off-label high-dose amphetamines to rodents to see if that makes them less depressed.
Well, that's good because that would cross some ethical boundaries.
Now, what about tigers and meth?
Hey, rats like Dex meth.
Funny story. Rats aren't actually all that fond of any kind of stimulant. It's actually kind of hard. It's hard in addiction studies to get rats to do certain stimulants because it's already an animal that, by its nature, is kind of skittish, paranoid, and hyperactive anyway.
Very dopamine and epinephrine based.
Does anyone else not understand a single word that's being said?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of
Rats
skittish
don't
rats,
like cocaine. Rats don't like
I'm
cocaine.
gonna say,
That's all I'm hearing.
Rats prefer downers. That's what I'm trying to tell you because they're already paranoid and jumpy.
This is similar to me. I also prefer downers.
So do they prefer indica or sativa?
Yeah, is this rats like weed and like
Indica gang.
So
rats would go for Molly in a heartbeat.
I've never tried.
Oh,
well,
Have the rats?
Yeah, was that what the rat lied about when you asked him if he's rolled on mollies before and he said no and then you decapitated him?
No, I wish I had thought of that. I would have felt better about decapitating him.
Did you actually? Were you the one who did it?
Well, I have to be. Yeah, it's a surgical procedure, so it's like you have to scrub up for it. There's a whole thing.
Did you prep his family before you did it?
Because you have to make sure. Well, I killed most of his family too, so that's.
Oh shit!
God damn!
Fucking Hitler.
You have a new statement that you need to make, Chase. You have a new statement.
I know. I need to make I'm going to make a press release about this.
You definitely need a press release about this. An entire family of rats killed.
That's some Hillary Clinton level stuff.
And then you killed Fievel and his entire family, dude.
Jordan, I have to thank you because my girlfriend no longer wants a pet rat. So thank you.
Crush the American dream.
Oh,
man. She got to take her Molly?
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, rodents don't really make good pets anyway. Get a dog. Dogs are great.
Yeah, I mean.
Or cats. Cats are good too.
I kind of feel like
cats are domesticated
cats
rats
are okay,
are
but,
nice.
Yeah, cats are okay, but I have an undergrad degree in biology, so I had to do a lot of field biology, and cats are like the worst thing that have ever happened to American ecosystems other than humans because they just wipe out all the birds and lizards.
And yet you're decapitating the mice.
So there's feral cats in my neighborhood, and I'm actually in the process of capturing, neutering, and releasing them.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to be neutering them myself. I'm actually going to ask Jordan to do that for me. But I am going to capture them.
Jordan can decapitate them or ballify them and then like inject I don't know, codeine or something into their testicles and watch how that plays out or something. By the way, this is Stabby the Narwhal. This show is brought to you by that as well. Whatever.
Oh.
This conversation inspired a thought in me. Oh.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was wondering if maybe like I was listening to like the libertarian position on methamphetamines and whatnot. It would be interesting if like Amash just kind of took like a mealy mouth road on everything except meth. Like maybe he was like 100% on the meth. That's where he's waiting to really take a stab at it.
Well, he's like
Didn't Gary Johnson do that?
He should have.
He should have.
She said something about all drugs today.
Yeah, Amash made a statement yesterday or today about all drugs, but I like the idea of like when they ask him like, well, should the protesters have been carrying guns? He's like, no, of course not. And then he's like, well, what if they did meth? Well, yeah, of course he can do meth.
Yeah,
everyone should be able to do meth.
Into the Capitol, of course.
Capital, yeah, meth capital. I am in favor of that, and then people would call him Justin a meth, and that would make it like.
Hey now.
You know what would be even funnier is if along that same little train of thought, every time he's asked going forward, he just gets more and more jittery and like scratchy and just sort of like, oh yeah, everybody.
Really lean into it, Justin.
Yeah, no, Justin, lean into the whole thing and make that your niche. There are already so many people running for the nomination. If you make
win
your
West
thing,
Virginia.
Oh god. Oh man, yeah. Win West Virginia. Hey, vote for me, everybody. Saying. Listen. I would appreciate everyone's support. I think that's the next state I'm going to be calling their delegates.
Well, you can call them any time of day, late at night, early in the morning, really any time at all.
They're going to be away. Tell them you got the hookup for pharmaceutical grade meth, and they'll pick the phone right up.
Well, I do now with Jordan. With Jordan, I
can. The ponies are full of meth. That's the thing that you haven't told them yet.
Oh gosh. Vote for me,
ponies.
I'm kidding. I love people of West Virginia. I have several friends who are originally from West Virginia or live in West Virginia now. So
yeah, no, some of my
I gotta tell you, before you go
friends.
Promising the supplies of meth, I gotta tell you that we order from a company. It's not like we don't make it here.
Wait, so there's a meth company? Oh, like the people that make Ritalin, right?
Oh, well, no, it's several different companies that provide a series of drugs that are specifically supposed to be used for laboratory grade experiments. I don't remember the name of the company because we don't do the kind of experiments anymore, but there's a company in Boston that specifically sells laboratory grade cocaine by the kilo.
Nice.
Do you have their number?
Yeah, what's their email address?
Because we have to they specifically produce this for the DEA, and then the DEA supplies it to any number of laboratories across the country so that they can do medical experiments with it.
And drug cartels.
Well, nobody really asks what the DEA does with it other than give it to schools. But I know the number of things that we order is really small because you're only giving it to rodents, and I don't know how much they produce in a year, but like.
So what do you guys do with the surplus?
Well, when you only order it by the gram, and a gram lasts you 7 months, there's not really a surplus.
Well, you should buy in the kilo.
Snort.
Buy the kilo.
Yeah, why aren't we buying kilos?
7
Like,
months.
buy the
7
kilo.
months. Set that game up, dog.
I've done a gram in a night.
I mean, the government.
Let's just scale that down to like if you were a rat size.
Yeah, I was gonna say the entire animal weighs 32 grams.
Oh damn!
Imagine doing
quick math here.
I feel like before you decapitate
If
them,
you're-
you might as well let him get high. Just be like,
Yeah,
here's
why
a
not
whole
let him have as
gram.
much meth as he wants right before you kill him? Seems only fair.
Well, here's the thing: for the experiments that we did with methamphetamine, they did not want meth because it's making an animal that's already afraid of everything
Yes.
ingest high levels of meth. And God only knows what like a rat sees when it hallucinates, but we gave them like LD50 levels of amphetamine.
Well,
So they already have a very high dopamine response just naturally.
Well, when you say high dopamine response, it depends on the strain of rat or mouse that you're using. Certain mice are way more responsive than others. There's a strain that they use for a lot of psychiatric experiments because that one particular strain, and we don't really know why, is super responsive to all kinds of addiction pathologies. So, like the same rodent for the same reason will be like super prone to obesity, but it will also binge drink from the time that it's 21 days old. And for those of you who have never seen a drunk, like blackout drunk, unable to walk, 4-legged animal, funniest thing you'll ever see in your entire life.
Never went to college.
Yeah, that's me.
So wait, so Steven, you're from Boston. At what point were you going to tell me about the meth?
Well, no, I was just curious if you give them enough, do they start like knitting like little like yellow and black flags, and like instead of a snake, what is on it for like a rat?
They watch. They watch
It's a piece of cheese.
They watch.
So the thing that it will do, it's called the behavior is called stereotypy, which is where if you see anything that gets a high enough dose of a dopamine agonist or a dopamine receptor blocker or whatever you want to call it, when there's too much dopamine in the synaptic cleft, you'll see simple repetitive behaviors that last for like any extended period of time. So like, you ever seen a person who you think is high on meth just shake or scratch or pick at some spot on their skin until it bleeds for like hours?
Yes.
Okay, so rats will do something similar, but each one of them will do a different thing. So we had one that had one spot in its cage, and it would not let any of the bedding touch the floor of its cage in that one spot for like 12 hours.
That's totally understandable. I get
Yeah,
that.
we had one that picked a spot on the wall of its cage and licked that spot until its tongue bled.
Wow.
Like,
We are certainly picking up on the similarities here between the hypervigilant fixating rats and maybe certain political parties that we're sympathetic to.
Yeah, how many of them joined up for their state libertarian affiliate? Did there
Jesus
data on
Christ.
that or what? Like,
I had one that chewed off its own tail and ate it. That's close, right?
that's similar. That's a similar dynamic.
That's exactly what it is.
If you get hungry.
That's pretty close. Yeah, no, that is pretty close. Vote for me, everyone.
Yeah.
So
we had to. So anyway, don't do drugs, kids, because you'll end up doing shit like that.
well, and Jordan will decapitate you when your family too.
And your family.
Well,
And your family,
that,
yeah.
You know,
If you're a rat.
look, don't come in the labs. Don't.
Don't turn into rats, kids, or Jordan will kill you.
So steer clear of witches.
Yeah, steer clear of any witches.
Hey, Jordan.
Voodoo curses, anything like that that turn you into a rat.
Hey, Jordan. Is your last name? Is your last name Legou?
Logue.
Oh, okay. I thought you were French like me.
No, Jordan he's
I
routinely
believe it's
mistaken for a
Irish.
French person. Jordan is now, Jordan, you're from Louisiana, right?
I'm from Georgia. Some of my family's from Louisiana.
Hey.
Okay. Have we had this conversation before? Because it sounds like we've done this before.
Yeah, we talked about this. My grandmother on my mom's side is from Louisiana. You asked me about this when you were asking how to pronounce my name when I came to the podcast.
That's when it was when you were on when I had you on my show. I said, "How do I pronounce your name?" But I was right. It is Logue.
Yeah.
Yes, like a rogue, but with an L.
Yeah. We're still getting like daily updates from the medical school about like every time something potentially mentions the plague that we're currently dealing with. I get 13 emails about it, and I'm so fatigued of having to read all of it.
Oh, I'd imagine. Yeah. So that is so far what we've covered on this amazing inaugural episode of the Muddied Zoom is the
your micro takes up too much of your screen.
That I was going to try to not talk about.
I think that was the major thing that we addressed.
It was absolutely. It was
this
really
is really
just,
more of an intervention, isn't it, guys?
This is not.
Yes, it is.
So
it's
we talked about the killing of.
I would agree.
Spike set up his own intervention. This
the
is
tragic
beautiful.
shooting of Amo Arbery, and then what we talked about.
To it.
And then in
Matt
addition
was
to
late
that,
to your intervention, and
then we talked about the.
And then
the
see, now I feel bad because I showed up late to the intervention, then started just talking about all the drugs that Spike doesn't do.
Well, that's the
we
thing.
can take it back
and
to
so,
the microphone thing. I think that was a hit. We can take it back.
So then we talked about the strip club, and then we talked about Jordan's career, and so here is yes. So here is
I like how Jason's making fun of your mic, but his camera's still in like 480.
Thank you.
Yeah, it happens. Poor folks.
Well,
Poor
first
folks.
of all, I can see your. I mean, your mic is there too, friend.
Oh, but it's not dangling in my face.
Listen,
none of these. Hey guys, I'm in this podcast right quick.
Turn it upside down, and that'll be accurate. You got to turn it upside down like it's hanging from the. There we go.
Hi guys. How's everyone doing?
It's not that close. I can be away from it.
Yeah, you gotta lean. Look at that whole shoulder lean.
Spike, you still do coffee, don't you?
I don't do anything. I don't even drink like soda. I am essentially a Mormon who is Jewish. I drink Le Bleu ultra pure water. It's the best kind, Jewish Mormon. I drink this water. It's kosher.
How do you do it?
Spike, I would have to say that Fat Mormon would probably be the best.
What's that? What kind of Mormon?
PBR is about to sue us for that.
Drink of choice.
I said if we're going to talk about like what kind of Mormon is the best Mormon, I would say Fat Mormon is probably the best Mormon.
Yeah, who is the fat?
Are all the nicest people in the world. I was totally bigoted against them before the Ron Paul campaign, and the Ron Paul campaign proved that I was totally wrong. And Mormons are the greatest people, and they're so smart, and they're so principled. And how the fuck they could live without caffeine, I do not know.
Wait, Ron
They make
Paul's
amazing
Mormon?
casseroles.
Yeah, or not Ron Paul.
Thinking about Mitt Romney.
Well,
What's that?
No. These people were against Mitt Romney and for Ron Paul and Mormon.
Oh, that's a fun Mormon.
And
what do you mean?
Yes,
That's
they
a Mormon
made
with a
good
gun, for
casseroles
sure.
and good all kinds of food. They were just good people. And I thought they were all going to be Romney robots, and I was so totally wrong. I mean, so pathetically, stupidly, bigotedly wrong.
No, he's got a great point. There's a whole group, LDS for libertarians, on Facebook, and they're hardcore libertarians.
Well, you've got you've got Hody Johns and Chris Spangle with We Are Libertarians and Craig Bowden, who Craig Bowden. You want to talk about a great Mormon? He was briefly running for VP and then he dropped out and endorsed me. That's good.
Did you call him a great Mormon if he endorsed anybody else?
No, I loved him even when he was still running against me. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't have liked him. The fact that he endorsed me makes me like him. I don't say it makes me like him more. I'm just happier. It's not really relevant to his being Mormon. I just wanted to mention that he dropped out and endorsed me. Really, honestly. But so quick subject change about a little Vermin Spike 2020 campaign break. A little bit of an update here. As people probably know, we did win the Libertarian Party presidential recruitment competition. We actually got 14 additional people in addition to this, so we just got just over 100 people that signed up under us. Got roughly twice as many signups as every other presidential candidate combined. I also personally participated in the very first. It wasn't a debate. It was a forum, not a debate. It was not a debate. It was a forum, and we had the forum with the Libertarian Caucus, Libertarian Party Mises Caucus, with me, Larry Sharp, and Ken. What's that?
Did it count? Jeff Wood wasn't there.
So we had that, and then as a result of that, I actually won the straw poll of the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus after the forum. I won 95 to 88. And then we also have a poll going over in Muddied Waters right now, which at last check, I was leading 41.6 to 35.6 for Larry, 20.5 for John McAfee, and 2.4 for Ken Armstrong, who is honestly one of my favorite people. I love Ken Armstrong. So that is an update. So it is now up to everyone else to congratulate me and say positive things about me and what I do.
Well, I have an update for you.
How's the Reddit poll going?
John McAfee is also a treasure, and I'm sorry he can't be in the country because he's such a criminal. And I used to be more prejudiced against criminals. I mean, in the old days, in the early 1990s, when I was still in the Libertarian Party, we were losing then too. I mean, I was totally against Irwin Schiff, but I came to love him, and unfortunately, the government killed him in prison.
Right.
But Irwin was great. McAfee is great. Our criminals are great. They're non-violent. They're non-bad. McAfee is the most entertaining thing on Twitter. And
Looks like Jordan worked on you too.
I mean, I'm not going to vote for him. I'm probably not supporting him, but I kind of love him, I mean, he's just so much fun.
That's fair. Jennifer, what did you say?
I said his positive thinking it reminded me that maybe Jordan was working on him too.
Oh yeah, Jordan. James, did Jordan decapitate you and inject you with antidepressants?
I'm trying.
McAfee would be down.
Oh no, McAfee! I'm convinced that we actually, whatever this substance is, because we're not allowed to know yet.
It's called.
There's not actually. Well, there's not a name for it yet, but I feel like McAfee's probably already done this drug.
Right.
McAfee before
It's a derivative of deoxymethamphetamine.
That is actually
like McAfee's body naturally secretes this drug that you're using.
Yeah, this is actually the secretion of a whale vagina that you are using on this. That's actually what you're using there, and I'm told is a very powerful antidepressant.
Yeah, like I said,
I'm now depressed knowing that that's a thing.
This is just how much John McAfee is great at fucking with the media. And the only person better at fucking with people is, frankly, Vermin Supreme fucking with our opponents like what he does. I mean, the greatest thing about Vermin is that he works so hard to mess with the other guys, and yet he is so kind and nice to even the libertarians who have, frankly, pony derangement syndrome. And I've said this, I am 95% of the way to endorsing Vermin Supreme. I'm going to decide later, sometime later, but I totally endorse Spike.
Would that be later?
Wait, no, everyone be quiet. Hold on. What was that? I think I heard an endorsement of someone else though, James?
Spike, yes, I endorse you totally. You are my vice president. You are the man. I like how you put things. I like Spike. I am a Spike guy.
Breaking news, everyone. James and Ray. Who was that?
I second that.
The thing is,
Jesus Christ, Joe Biden scared the shit out of me.
Nick Sarwark is wrong once again because I am the least important person in the Libertarian Party as far as my endorsements go. Clearly, I am the least.
Incorrect, because now that you've endorsed me, skyrocketed in importance, frankly.
Hey,
Immediate.
Can I share a personal story about Vermin?
I need you to, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so my buddy from high school, he has a morning show on a public radio station here in Minneapolis, and so he had this interview set up with Vermin after his producer had been hounding the party. So it was supposed to happen yesterday. So what does Vermin do? Anybody?
I'm not sure. What did he do?
He took some herbal supplements and got lost in the woods.
That sounds like
Vermin.
That sounds like our next president. Yeah.
That he should definitely be our next president.
You know what he didn't do in the woods? Order a drone strike. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. That's the whole oh well, Vermin did this. Really? Did he murder anyone today? No. Oh, how about that?
No, he just got stoned.
I want my president to be lost in the woods high.
Oh, me too.
We have the whole Secret Service to make sure that nothing actually bad happens to him. We're fine.
That's what I mean. He's going to be okay. I mean, he was fine without Secret Service. He's here now. He's with us in wherever he lives now. He's fine.
Yeah, but you have to imagine that, he's going to get some, whatever he's got now is going to get better when he's in office. He's going to find more people who are going to bring him better hallucinogens or better whatever else he wants to do.
Well, yeah.
We need better mushrooms.
Talking about McAfee or Biden?
Vermin.
Both.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we did. So John McAfee, we have already said John McAfee will be our president of Vice, where we will be. He will be the head of our newly merged DEA ATF, which we will reform into being a large retail store that sells nothing but drugs and guns. He will be in charge of it, and then we will have him test all of the products as they come in, so all the different explosives and weapons and drugs and everything, preferably at the same time, and then we'll live stream that, which will create on pay-per-view, which will create an incredible amount of revenue, which will help us, run that startup.
Yeah, and at that point, we will not need the FDA or the DEA.
Just a bit of advice from a professional on the drugs part. Pay-per-view is a dying revenue stream. You're going to want to stream that on Twitch or an OnlyFans. I don't know which one he's going to prefer, but
yeah, we can do an OnlyFans. We can do it. I mean, I'm fine. Listen, I say pay-per-view. I'm using the nomenclature that my generation would use.
Vermin could always just start Pony Fans, and it's his own streaming service.
Oh my God, we have to do that now, don't
There
we?
might actually already be a Pony Fans.
Make it happen.
I mean,
piss off a lot of My Little Pony fans.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, or make them really happy. It could really go one of either way. I was just thinking. I mean, there are a lot of different furry subcultures. There may be a Pony Fans.
Right now, Sam Coppinger is crying.
I gotta say, if there's already a ponyfans.com, I am so amused. I mean, I have no idea if it's true, but I am so amused if it is.
I'm going right now. Ponyfans.com. Oh, yes.
Spike.
There is a...
Spike,
yeah.
don't do it. That's a trap.
Speaking of furries and whatnot,
Yes.
so Dragon Con still has not yet been canceled here in Atlanta.
Really?
And it's a huge gathering.
I thought they discounted. I thought they just canceled it. I saw that today.
So they so far canceled parades, and as of right now, they're not accepting any new permits for events. But that only lasts a month.
So Dragon Con hasn't been canceled. What about MomoCon and AWA?
Both of those, I believe. I think MomoCon has been canceled.
Damn it!
Because that was supposed to be in May or June. And then Atlanta Comic-Con was canceled, which was like the smaller Comic-Con in July. But I'm still looking, I'm praying Dragon Con happens. But my reason for asking is, or bringing it up, is, there's a lot of people at Dragon Con, and it is like a few weeks before Election Day. And I think really just that is an environment where I believe Vermin Supreme, whether the nominee or not, would really flourish party outreach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down out of the mountains to see Vermin at Dragon Con. Yeah, I can tell you this right now. I'll drive all the way down there for it.
Yeah, I think he'd be great at it. He went to a Comic-Con in New Hampshire and grew the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire by like 30-something% just by going to that one thing and signing up a bunch of people there to it. Ponyfans.com. Also, Chase, have they canceled Freaknik?
I don't think Freaknik is a thing anymore here in Atlanta. I could be wrong. We do have one of my favorite events, though, is also the same weekend as Dragon Con, which is Black Gay Pride, which is awesome time. It's kind of the gay Freaknik nowadays, and I have a blast there every year. I spend one night away from Dragon Con and out of the bars having fun. So
to go to Black Gay Freaknik.
Berman in 2011 at Hackers on Planet Earth in the Hotel Pennsylvania in New York City. And it was an amazing time. He came up to the thing and he wasn't wearing the boot, and so I didn't recognize him. And so it was my job to give him shit. And so I gave him shit until he said who he was. And then I was like, oh my God, welcome, sir. And then Berman and I made a totally anarcho-capitalist deal where Vermin traded me and my roommates a bowl of hash in exchange for a hotel room shower in the shitty Hotel Pennsylvania hotel room that we had. And I had a great time with him. And if I can, I'll try to post the photograph of us that night. Poor Vermin, he was so tired. I was like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because it was 3 a.m. and I'm weird. Well, and poor Vermin was so tired, but he took it really well, and it was a really cool time, and I had known of him, before, but this was the first time I ever met him in person, so it was great.
Well, see, James, the thing is that Vermin actually hasn't met you yet. He will invent time travel at some point in the future, go back in time to the Hotel Pennsylvania and meet you in the future. Yeah. So I'm sure he looks forward to meeting you one day.
He can't wait to meet you.
He hasn't met you yet.
If he does, I hope he repairs those goddamn elevators, because that hotel, they were going to destroy the hotel. And I was like, I'll volunteer, because the elevators were the worst. But other than that, the hotel was pretty nice to us and everything was cool, And if you really wanted to break in, you could. The thing is, Vermin walks up, and without the boot hat, he looks like Richard Stallman. I mean, he clearly belongs at the conference, or else he's a homeless person. And I assumed he belonged at the conference, but I didn't know he was Vermin Supreme until he said he was Vermin Supreme.
This is what we call the invisible hand of the market.
He does kind of look like Richard Stallman.
I kind of want to see if I can make both Spike and Matt angry for a second.
Sure.
And talk about the night that I got to meet Vermin Supreme.
Sure, please do that now.
So there was a smishmortion of a presidential debate that I got to meet both of you guys at.
Oh, for
the first time ever.
Yeah, no. This bullshit. Go tell us about that.
So Spike and Matt were entirely solely in charge of oh fuck. No, I can't even go through with it. So we got fucked over by the state of South Carolina. First presidential debate in the South for the Libertarian Party last November. Everything got fuckered up by the offgoing chair. And we all were pacing around for like hours that night. I wasn't supposed to be there. Pacing around for hours, just pissed off.
Everyone was trying to keep me from punching someone or just screaming at them, and they just kept saying, he's not the chair anymore. He's not the chair anymore. He can't hurt anyone anymore.
And then we weren't even allowed to talk. We weren't even allowed to talk about it afterwards.
Oh my God! Yeah. I mean, I think at this point we can talk about it, but it was just
God, when was that? That was
November.
Was that mission success though on my part? Did I at least frustrate you both?
I'm incredibly frustrated. Yes, thank you.
Well, I also met Vermin around a debate. It was around the Georgia convention.
Oh, was that when you first met him?
The first time.
Yeah, that's when we met too. So that was the first time you met Vermin?
Yes, and I will say, so the first day of the convention, all the different candidates who were there, they're all like, "Hey, Adam Kokesh has some sandwiches on his bus, and Joe Jorgensen has some pizza you can enjoy if you want to eat some lunch with Joe Jorgensen. Come have lunch with Lincoln Chafee." And Vermin, I see Vermin outside, and like everyone's going away, and he's just like, "I got some weed, and I'll be smoking it." So okay. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go hang out with Vermin for 5 minutes before I go eat lunch with Lincoln Chafee because I need something to get going.
I barely remember that first day of the Georgia convention. I do remember vaguely hanging out in Adam Kokesh's van at the end of the night.
If you guys were here for the episode where Matt Hicks came on, could anybody guess how Matt Hicks was during the entire
Oh my god
convention? Anybody
Is this
got
the
a
Georgia
guess?
convention?
No, this was the South Carolina
Oh.
convention. So Matt Hicks, he started drinking at like 8 a.m.
Probably before then. That was when once like people who hit the gym, it's like they start counting once it starts burning.
Yeah.
He starts drinking once he's feeling it.
He drank a lot. So he drank, I believe, I did a red carpet interview, my very first red carpet interview with him. And so I think he drank 2 bottles of, was it scotch? And then he drank however many beers.
Whiskey, I think.
Whiskey? Yeah, whiskey or something like that.
I thought it was rum.
Matt's got to go because he's busy being late.
When you say he drank a bottle, are we talking about like he drank like 1.75 liter, or he drank like a bunch of the little like mini bottles, or did
No,
he
it
have
was
flasks,
like
or
it was like a fifth.
Yeah, no, he polished off a fifth. At least one of it. He was drunk, and he was dressed like the dude from The Big Lebowski, but he looked like Jesus, and so he looked like Jesus had turned all the water into wine and then drank all of it.
And it sounded like it too.
And he sounded like it too.
He definitely sounded like it.
He was good, and he was one of the main people making me not get into a fight. And he was very helpful. He did a lot of de-escalation that night. I really like looking at Steven's house right now.
Chris is probably the only one that's going to say yes to this. Did anybody watch or listen to any of the Supreme Court stuff today?
I didn't listen to today's, no.
Trump finally vetoed something, didn't he?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he vetoed the congressional resolution that he's not allowed to attack Iran by himself. So he vetoed the only restriction of his power that they will ever attempt to give him.
Most libertarian president ever.
Thank you.
Ever.
It's a start.
Ever. Yeah, it's a start. Well, he vetoed something.
I was going to say, the Senate did attempt to, like, tell him that he's not allowed to nuke Tehran without asking them for it. He told them no, but they did attempt to limit it.
That's
about as good as we're going to get.
I feel like with the openness that they have with like the different like war powers resolutions and everything else, like he could just be like, they looked at our nation wrong and it was a national security imminent threat, and then just nuke whoever the hell he wants.
He
justified.
Yemen didn't even do that. Like, we're
Yeah.
actively bombing people who have done less than that.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, he's already admitted that he was doing that for the arms deal. I mean, that was at least President Trump. I mean, Obama, of course, started that, but
Yeah,
Trump
no,
was like,
he straight up said it was for that. But he also, I mean, he unilaterally imposed tariffs on Canadian, what was it, cattle or something like
Lumber.
that. And
Lumber. It
he's
was lumber.
And when they asked why, he said it was national security, and they said why, and he said they burned down our White House.
Chase, you're triggering me, man.
did.
I can't.
He did burn. No one's saying he's not hilarious.
Oh God.
Oh, those are very giant hands.
Yeah,
those are
These
the
are
biggest
huge
hands I've ever
hands.
seen.
I'm gonna pin Chase so we can all look at this.
These are the largest hands ever. Most
that is-
libertarian president ever.
I'm looking at the most libertarian president ever right now. This is a nightmare. This looks like an absolute nightmare. Is this an actual thing you're wearing?
Yes.
Wow.
This was my Halloween costume.
Oh my god. Can you
Like,
see us right
oddly
now?
Impressed.
I can see you.
How?
Which eye?
Peekaboo.
Guys, I cannot see what is happening right now because my attention is elsewhere. What kind of abomination is happening?
You're in a better
Describe it
place.
for me.
You are in a better place.
I don't even want to describe it to you. Imagine what that rat is going through that you decapitated. That's what we're all experiencing right now.
Brother, his troubles are over. Ours are only beginning. What am I looking at here?
I thought the little dip of the line says that it's still alive, so he's still got some troubles going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
Long
got
story
that
short,
one
his
trouble.
face just got more hilarious.
What's that?
Look, he's
That
he's
rat
not
voted for
conscious.
Obama.
Listen, he's not conscious for whatever's happening. But
Well, then
apparently something horrible is happening in front of the rest of you.
Well, then I envy the rat, because this is a nightmare.
I have run out of bourbon. I don't have enough bourbon for this.
All right.
This is the third time.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So I just looked sideways at my phone. I looked away from the screen for 2 seconds and I saw that.
Yep, that is the worst RC Cola ad ever.
Don't forget to use your hand sanitizer.
What hand sanitizer?
You got it now, but you got to get between the fingers though, and you got to get the fingertips too. Oh gosh.
You should think about
How
singing
does
a song
how
while
does
you
Trump
do it,
drink
mister.
it? Does he drink it like this?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do
does
we
he get that
inject that
hand
into
sanitizer?
our subcortical injections?
You have to mainline it like everything else.
Oh, like straight up in the main vein there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
If you can
This
get
has
Germex
been-
through a syringe.
I don't care what you guys
You're all
say.
set.
This entire episode has been incredibly educational. We've
This
learned
is
about rats
delicious.
and we've learned about how to inject. We're good.
No, I'm
ready for life.
I'm going to definitely.
I learned a lot.
we learned a lot today. We're doing a great thing today. So, I mean, we don't actually have a time. Like, have we discussed? We haven't.
No.
Like, when does this show end?
So legitimately,
hours ago,
like
I think.
our discussion was, I screenshotted Jacob LaBelle's comment. Thank you for this, and of him being like, "Hey, we should have a Zoom meeting." So I sent that to them. I was like, "You guys in?" They were like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess we should do that. Thank you, Jacob, for this brilliant idea of giving me yet another thing to do on a Thursday evening, my one evening off. But this takes very little planning. At this point,
It took no planning on your part. You just said yes, and then Matt was like, "Thursday night." We're like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And then
It took
we showed
minute.
up.
Yeah, and like literally, we're gonna phone this in. And that is a pun too, but we're definitely phoning this show in every Thursday, both in literal and figurative terms. Like, I'm not doing show prep at all for this.
Are we doing this show every Thursday?
Yes, I don't know.
No.
We might move it to
I was gonna
another.
say, we might have to move it because of something.
Ooh,
Oh.
intrigue! Yes, intrigue! Perfect.
Thursday's kind of good for me.
Somebody's good at marketing here. What the fuck, Spike?
Listen,
Matt, do you have something you want to tell us?
yeah, Matt, what's going on?
I mean, am I at liberty to say that?
You're always
This
at
is-
liberty.
Yeah, you're at liberty. This is
I feel like-
libertarianism. Of course, you're
I
at liberty.
feel like he's kind of put it out there a little bit.
She just tell us who she is.
Yeah, who is it? Tell
so-
Sarah who it is.
We have a new show coming to Muddied Waters Media, and I think it's going to be on Thursdays. We're still working out all the details, but Tom Wood, no, not Tom Woods. That
Wow.
was
Wow. That was yes, Tom Woods.
Tom
Like, fuck
Woods.
it, we're coming to Muddy Waters.
Uh-oh.
Hey, that's gonna be a real like. This is still great, but after saying Tom Woods, it's not the same. Tom
It's
Arnold
better.
is going to be joining us with the Hicklosopher.
The Hicklosopher. Oh, let me
Hick-
pull up that graphic
I
because I
love
actually
Tom
have.
Arnold's movies.
The Liberty Clause coming soon to
Yeah, the
Muddy
Liberty
Waters
Clause.
near you.
And I think he's taking Thursday nights.
Okay, well, that gives me my Thursday back. Yeah, hold on.
Right.
I have this. I actually have a picture.
Do you have the picture?
I have a picture. I have this picture, but this is terrible.
That is not
That's
not
not the
terrible,
picture.
but that is not the picture.
All right, here. Let me pull up Tom's thing here. Here we go. There.
It's literally his. There we go. I was gonna say it's literally his cover photo.
Tom Arnold, the Hicklosper, coming soon. We don't know when or what day, but coming soon to Muddy Waters Media. And by the way, I've heard that we may know the incredibly talented person who made this graphic.
Who?
If she throws something at you right now,
I was going to say, if she hits
she
you
is
in the
busy
face.
taking care of both of my kids, so
Okay, well,
we're safe.
The woman who Jason hires to take care of his children is doing graphic
I pay
design.
her nothing. It's fantastic. She
Yeah,
has a
I
decent
heard-
job at it too for doing it for free.
I heard you're a terrible employer.
I am.
But the
This is so wrong.
so
I got Spike just like looking for his camera.
I realize we've had Trump and Biden on this show now.
we have.
Kill them both.
Yeah, we've had both. We have everyone.
If we just get Justin Amash, we'll have all three parties represented, right?
Oh, God, yeah, well, because he's already the nominee. Yeah, of course. That's
Well, they
Guys,
had the Monmouth poll, didn't they, where he got like 5% yesterday.
Oh wow, that's almost half of what Gary and Bill got at 13% when they were polled.
Dude, seriously, guys, I'm so pissed off at the Minnesota LP. They're Matt Kowalski, who is kind of the head of the Minnesota LP. He is just sucking Justin's dick.
Well, that is going to be something.
Is that literally or figuratively?
Well, figuratively.
Both.
I mean,
I'm
that's
not
really
gonna lie.
between the two of them, but
He's on my list of people that I wouldn't, that I would vote for in the fall.
oh, I thought you were
Man,
going to
the way
go.
that you had that sentence set up was I was going a totally different way.
I mean, let me just tell you right now. Okay, among the
fuck, marry,
three,
kill? Okay.
Trump, Biden, and Amash, I think fuck, marry, kill. I think that's a pretty easy one.
Wait, which one are you going to marry?
Sure, but I wouldn't work with him. I'm trashing him every day of the week.
Okay, but
until-
wait,
Kill
but
Biden, Trump.
yeah, which one? Yeah, no, I now want to know the order. Here,
The proper
Matt's got the right
answer
question.
is
Matt has the right question.
proper answer is you fuck Amash,
Definitely.
marry Biden. He's old. You're gonna get his money in a little bit, and you kill Trump. I didn't say that though.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, no. The proper answer is whatever one doesn't get you visited by the Secret Service. So probably.
Yeah,
Amash,
that
I
was
guess.
entirely a joke. Are you hearing
It's all
me,
over
NSA?
Facebook right
that
now.
was a joke.
Well, they
All
are
over
hearing
Facebook
you.
yeah, he would never marry Joe Biden.
That's what gets you the visit. It's like, oh, they said he'd marry Biden. Go, go, go.
he's a married man. How dare you?
Joe Biden's gonna come kick my ass.
He's going to
Behind
take
the
you out behind
woodshed.
the.
Or his
Yeah.
wife will.
Yeah, his wife might. His wife like tackled that black, what
PETA
was she, like a black-
protester.
Yeah. So I mean, you might. I mean, and he chews on her fingers, and she likes it. Like, I mean, she's pretty tough.
Yeah, well, I heard after that tackle of the PETA protester that the Cowboys are actually drafting Jill Biden, as a linebacker.
Yeah, no,
She will
that's,
start.
Smartest
She
thing
will
that Jerry
start
Jones
in
could
that
do.
lineup.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Also, fuck
Yes.
the Cowboys.
So
Hey,
okay,
man, whoever you decide to sleep with is up to you, Seth. I mean, I'm not going to judge your.
so I want to explore this. Seth, you're in what state?
I'm in Georgia. I'm with Chase in Georgia. I'm
Okay.
well, not with Chase in Georgia. I'm like 100 miles
with
away from
Chase?
Chase.
Are you with
Chase.
you're with Chase and Justin, or? So okay, so you are a Redskins fan because
I'm a Redskins fan because my dad's side of the family, a lot of them are from Virginia, and
Whereabouts?
for the longest time up until the late '60s, the Redskins was the only professional football team in the South. So part of the family pulls for them, the other part down here pulls for the Falcons.
Right.
I've got Carolina Panthers cousins. And
so you're just depressed in all directions when you watch football.
All the time. I and baseball.
He's basically a Vikings fan.
Hey, are y'all happy with Cousins? I'm glad y'all took him off our hands.
Hey, brother, I'm from Macon. I feel that same pain on the baseball side.
Steven just wanted to come in and just get shitted on for wearing the Patriots.
I'm sorry, guys. The black wasn't showing up really good on the camera. There's a lighting issue.
Boo.
Okay, where the fuck is my Twins hat?
Yeah, so
Titans jersey.
Jacob LaBelle was very famous for being the only person during a VP debate to make Larry visibly angry. During the debate, Larry very even keeled during the whole time. My questions about UBI or Jim Gray's tax plan didn't faze him at all emotionally. Jacob saying "fuck the Yankees."
Fuck the Yankees.
Made him very made him extremely angry.
That was you, sir?
Yeah.
No, that was impressive. That was impressive.
I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of upset y'all couldn't get Ken Armstrong to sing during that live stream. Ryan Graham got him to sing.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Now you live in Georgia and you're a Redskins fan. Do you and I take it since you live in Georgia, you're probably a Braves fan. Do you just really love like non-PC sports teams? Like, is that what it's all about?
My favorite hockey team is the Blackhawks.
See, I was gonna say, Blackhawks fan. You like the Redskins? You like the Braves?
Oh,
is there a stereotypically non-PC Native American team for the NBA that I don't know about?
He supports the New Zealand All Blacks too. I heard.
The Minnesota Wolves, the Timberwolves.
Oh, there you go.
The Timberwolves. That's a Native American pejorative.
I think they use a lot of Native American imagery with their mascot.
Oh, okay.
I'll knock it up another degree on the stereotypes of us, rural Georgia folks. I'm a big NASCAR fan too.
Surprise!
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey
man,
if you live in Atlanta, you're a NASCAR fan because you drive around 285. That's like one big loop.
I try to stay away from that death
Making
trap.
them left turns.
Mm-hmm.
So in college football, who do you like?
The Bulldogs.
Go first.
Tennessee, baby.
I was gonna say if you like Florida State football, then you would have just hit the trifecta of every sport and college sport of racist stereotype mascots.
Wait, what would it have been?
Florida State Seminoles.
But Seminoles is an actual. Is that racist?
That's a nation.
Or I could have said Syracuse. They weren't always the Syracuse Orange. They were racist. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were once the Syracuse filthy thieving Jews. That was our.
Damn it! I was trying so hard not to say something like that because I'm like, I don't know if I can get away with making that joke, but fuck,
Holy
I wanted to say that.
Holy fuck!
Damn it! All right, I'm not holding back anything anymore. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, let's hear. Tell us,
game
tell
time,
us some,
boys and girls.
Tell
Steven's
us some,
ready.
Tell them something that'll ruin you professionally. Steven.
Well, can I just let you know that when we were talking about the vice presidential debate and you wanted adulation, I saw my mother today, and you got lots of adulation.
Okay.
And another candidate who won't be named, but I left you messages about it, did not earn her adulation at all. And it was hilarious to listen to.
Do I have to now play your WhatsApp messages live on?
No. I mean, at your convenience. But there was a couple people left. There was 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people. So it could have been any of them. But one of them really, really rubbed old Francesca the wrong way. Let me tell you. And boy, was it funny.
I am looking forward to this. This might actually be the catalyst for ending the show right now.
Listen, if you want another show, I got a lady that you can talk to.
Oh my gosh, yes! If the Francesca hour of power every week, whenever she wants it.
I mean, the Libertarian Party's over after a couple episodes, but yeah.
That might be just as well.
Hey, speaking of events, you guys talked about all these conventions and stuff like that. But what about the Libertarian Convention? What's going on with that?
Well, you mean well, we are no longer having the Libertarian Coronavention that was planned to happen May 21st through 25th in Austin, Texas. Brought to you by Purell and the CDC. Not doing that anymore. But we don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
Didn't Sarwark come out today and say that like his legal counsel was like cool with the whole idea of any place being the internet?
Yep.
Well, it's place being a gathering of people and a specific place being. It can be argued that
the internet,
in the event of a pandemic, that a place could be a virtual place, and if that's the case, we can have a convention. I support that idea, honestly. I think most of the delegates already have the time off, and I mean, we've just shown that we can have fun on Zoom, and I think we can make it work. And
how many people do they think are going to be delegates for this event, and how in God's name are they going to keep all that straight in a big Zoom meeting?
1,048.
And so what it's looking like, what I've seen is people are discussing that we're going to have credentialed rooms. So basically you have to have a password or some sort of identity verification to get into a room. Once you are who you are, I guess. But there's logistics to work out. But there's always logistics to work out at an in-person convention too. And none of those work super smoothly. And honestly, people are worried about like votes being recorded. I think it's easier to keep an electronic tally of a vote than to trust index cards.
Oh, that part's easier. Yeah. That part's easier. My concern is just the logistics of almost everything else. The voting part will probably be the easiest part. It's like, well, first of all, doesn't Zoom have 1,000? Zoom has 1,000 person limit, right?
It has a 3,000 person limit for a seminar or for a meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, then
so we can make it fit. Now, the thing is that the question is do we want to just, at this convention, nominate our presidential and vice presidential candidates and nominate and elect the LNC, and then just save any platform or bylaws for 2022, which, not ideal, but that seems to be the only way to make an online convention really workable. Because if we try going through bylaw changes and amendments to platform, that's just going to, that takes forever. We didn't have a keynote speaker last convention because it took so long to get that stuff done in person. So I just don't think that's workable. We'll have to, I would say save that to Reno till 2022. But we got to get a nominee out.
Yeah, my only thing is, and obviously I have a vested interest in this as, someone who's running for vice president, but I think at the very least, we need to have a debate specifically for president and vice president before the nomination, or at least speeches or something, like to just have us show up and be like, well, who are you picking? It eliminates everything that happened in the convention to allow people to make that final choice.
I think we can still do debate tokens the way they would do it at in-person convention. Do it a ranked choice. You can do it a ranked choice voting poll.
Yeah.
Vote, and just and take the top 5 or 6, however it would have been on the stage in Austin.
That seems fair.
And do a presidential vice presidential debate. You just make it a 2-hour. I've seen plenty of virtual Zoom debates, and I imagine these would be the highest viewed ones, being during convention.
Of course.
And it's not ideal, but then again, we're living in a world, like we're living with a situation that's like a once in 100 year kind of a thing. And so there's nothing that's going to be perfect. And this is the best way, in my opinion, and I'm just speaking as an affiliate chair here. This is the best way, in my opinion, for delegates, and speaking as a delegate, for all of us to be able to have an opinion on who our vice presidential and presidential nominee is, and who it will be on the LNC that leads the party going forward and gets us to that 2022 point where we can start working on the platform and on the bylaws again. I'm happy with the platform. There's things I would like to add. There's things I might like to smidge around with. But in general, I'm happy with this platform. And now I'm really happy to get a ticket nominated so that we can go out and start pushing that ticket. And so we can start saying, why isn't this person and that person in the presidential and vice presidential debates?
Right.
And so
real shit.
We need to get united. We need to get united as a party. And the longer we delay, the more it gives the duopoly the chance to make it seem like we're not taken seriously and we're not supposed to be even in that debate. And don't mind them. They can't even get their shit together.
They can't even get their shit together.
Never mind the fact that we have taxpayer-funded primaries and caucuses, And so I think it's important that we get a nominee out there. And I'm hoping the vice president, I've endorsed you, Spike. I hope you're the vice presidential nominee that we get to talk, about. And I don't care who the top pick is. We need to get them out there so we can push them.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
Yeah, and we also need to keep an eye on the fact that we're doing all this online out of necessity. But if we put 1,000 people in one room together, that's going to make us look more ridiculous to people who might be undecided than anything else. Because if you put that many people in the middle of a pandemic in one place and just decide that right now this is more important than public safety, that will not get you taken seriously.
And
the optics are already that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also
I'm agreeing with you.
There's also the issue of, a lot of people are not going to want to go either because they'll have to be quarantined for 2 weeks when they get back home, or they will. They're sick, or they deal with medical issues, or they deal with they care for someone with medical issues, or they are older, or they are immunocompromised, or they're just concerned about the virus in general. Whatever it is, this potentially, it suppresses people. It could be argued that it's almost like a kind of a discrimination where it's like, well, if you don't want to risk getting this virus by meeting with a bunch of people in a big meeting, then you can't be a part of it. I will say I worry about the logistics of it, but it's sort of a what are you going to do type of thing. And I think I do, I think as long as whatever you're doing, whether it's just president and vice president or president, vice president, chair, vice chair, whatever you're doing, they need to be giving the people involved in that time to make their case. That's my only thing. As long as that's happening, then I think it probably has to happen. I am sad, there are definitely things I'd like to add to the platform. I think Ashley Shade's gender autonomy platform, plank to the platform. I'm looking forward to voting for that once that's up. But that may have to wait just out of necessity. So it's not an ideal thing regardless. It's not ideal.
I agree with you. I support that platform plank too, and I'm looking forward to supporting it in person in Reno in 2022. And I understand that everything involved in this pandemic is going to require a certain amount of sacrifice on the part of us delegates and on the part of this party, because we're living in a world that is a little crazy, and some things are going to have to be changed. Now, I support a presidential, vice presidential debate, chair debate, all that stuff, though. I agree with you. Jacob, you're raising your hand. I see you.
Jacob is patiently waiting.
I just have a question about the gender reform, or what was that thing like?
Okay. So there's a gender autonomy platform. I can find it real quick. I
can tell you the gist of it. Yeah. It basically says that you define your own gender expression as an individual, and that the government can't define your gender.
Yeah, okay. I have it right here. So basically, it says, and this would become 1.4 on the platform. Gender autonomy. Individuals have the sole authority to determine and express their own gender identities. No entity has the power to supersede this individual authority. I love it. It's very clean. It doesn't, people are saying, oh, this is something that's a handout to trans people. It's like, no, it doesn't even mention trans people. It just says you determine what your gender is, and it's none of anyone else's business to try to make you have any other gender identity. So for me, as someone who has always identified as a man, has felt no differently as anything other than a male, then no one has any business telling me one way or the other. And if I identified as a woman, or identified as some, gender fluid or gender X or pan gender, whatever, none of anyone else's business. It's really just a clean cut thing. And it puts us as a party that, is in the same way that we were ahead of the game when it came to LGBT rights and racial minority rights and a host of other things. This puts us at the forefront of that as well. So I support it 100%.
The brevity very, very much helps it.
Yeah, it's very it is. It's not taking sides. It's just saying it's none of anyone else's business.
I'm going to take sides. Let me just say right here. And this is why I'm going to take sides, okay? And I'm going to say this to anybody who has a problem with trans people. You're more than welcome to come to talk to me. I know plenty of trans people who'd great talk to you. But frankly, here's what it is to me, okay? Trans people are, at their core, extremely libertarian.
Yeah.
Because they are expressing their individuality every day of their lives in the middle of tons of societal pressure and all kinds of discrimination and bullshit that they have to deal with every day. And like, as a gay man, I owe it to trans people because they were some of the first people at Stonewall who threw the first bricks, the police who were fighting government abuse in New York City in Stonewall. So when people try to separate the LGB from the T, that pisses me off so bad. And I frankly, and here's the deal, as a gay man, I was a minority in this country. I am a minority in this country. And when I was coming up in the high school years, all I got to hear about was George Bush saying that we need to pass a constitutional amendment to ban me from marrying. And frankly, now that we have those rights as gay people, we cannot let our trans brothers and sisters fall behind. We cannot allow them to become the next goat of the mainstream, the lesser than, the different than. That is not what we're going to do. We're libertarians. We stand up for individuality. And I, every single day, as the chair of Libertarian Party of Atlanta, will stand with trans people. If you have a problem with trans people, you have a problem with me as an individual. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. I know it's got a little aggro there.
Listen, that's
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that is very like, this is, we are libertarians, and the only point I was making.
I thought this was Muddied Waters, Mike. What is this? We are libertarians. We
are Muddied Watertarians, and as Muddied Watertarians, as libertarians. And the only point I was making is that
we don't take their shit.
What's that?
We don't hurt people, and we don't take their shit.
We definitely don't, and we're not going to take anyone else's shit either.
Yeah,
that's why I got an AK-47.
That's right. Well, don't show anyone, because that,
I don't actually have
intimidating. I mean, as libertarians, we are believers of. Now you have me self-conscious about saying we are libertarians. We belong to the libertarian movement.
This show is brought to you by We Are Libertarians.
This show.
How about we in the Libertarian Party?
We in the Libertarian Party and movement are believers in your individual expression, and gender is just an example of that. So it is.
Spangle's going to have an angry message with you later.
I'm never. Yeah. Jason's show is canceled until further notice. This is. Yeah, well, I was going to say, I mean, it's not on right now, but when it comes on, we're going to have it come on long enough to announce its cancellation. And
is this like the Shafi thing? I'm going to have to like bring it back just to get canceled again and endorse Spike Cohen's show on Tuesday nights with Matt Wright.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Did you notice that my beard is actually better than yours? Happens.
Stunning silence that followed that. Oh my god! I just heard everyone exhale and then no one talked.
That was the sound of pain. That's going to be another. So like how I have this little clip, I'm going to have another clip of Jason just hating that question, as he still does. Say something, Jason.
Nope.
So I would like to tell a story now. I remember when I saw Jason having shaved his beard or trimmed it, and I think
I'm feeling triggered right now.
I was as sad as him, especially because his shirt was off in the picture for some inexplicable reason, and his chest hair was actually more intense than his facial hair, and I felt that shit. Like, I felt that because I know what that's like.
Are we showing nipples? Is this what this is all about? Are we all showing nipples?
Oh, is it Nipple Thursday? Finally?
It is not.
How many times can we say nipples on this?
Nipple.
I feel like we gotta break the record.
There is no way we can.
There is no way to break. We don't have enough time to break the Muddied Waters nipple utterance record.
Do we have enough people to be able to break it?
Everyone say nipples 12 times. Nipples, 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 nipples. Okay. All right. We still have not broken the record.
We still haven't broken.
We still have not. But it's impossible for us to have broken the nipple record because we have an episode titled Nipples where we talk about nipples for 2.5 hours.
It was
often just saying nipple, nipple, nipple. So
when I made the video of just us saying nipple, I only made it halfway through that video before I gave up.
Yeah, there is a video clip of like a good solid 3 minutes of just us saying nipples, 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 nipples. Matt writes nipples. Matt writes nipples, 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 like a female's nipples, 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 nipple. Like, I mean, it just went on.
They have a nipple.
Yeah, it just went on for an incredibly long period of time. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm tired, is I'm going to give everyone a chance to say a thing, and then I'm going to hang up on all of you.
Are you going to go down the list?
That's exactly what I'm going to do. So everyone, Kenneth Blevins just came on.
God bless him.
Start the show.
So Kenneth came on right as the show's ending. So he is going to be the first person that we're going to have say something. So Kenneth, close us out with your best Paul Wall
with your favorite part of tonight.
Yeah. What is your favorite part of the show? No, Kenneth, close us out with your favorite, with a rousing Post Malone impersonation. That is beautiful. That's not Kenneth. So Kenneth is having some technical issues. Okay, yeah. No, not yet. No, it's okay. Oh no.
I just want to say that I'm available for technical consulting. If you need anyone, to kind of just show you how to get more equipment in the shot, so that's how people know that you're professional. Is that when they can see all the shit that you use.
I'm just mad we can't see Spike's face during this.
So, I am available. Is the point. And I'm cheap right now because I'm very unemployed.
Well,
so
you're also. I've now.
Keep me in mind is all I'm trying to say.
I've now fired you for something.
Oh fuck! Before it even started, I really was looking forward to losing all of my business based on saying dumb shit, but I just lost it from a fucking virus, and now from talking to you for 5 minutes.
That's correct. Yes. So. Now that you've done that, that was, by the way, your last chance to say something on the show, so you lost that. It was
fun. Thanks.
It was. I'm very happy for you. So, Rachel, what are your closing thoughts after witnessing this menagerie?
Well, actually, I wanted to just comment on the trans issue for a second.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm on the executive board for the Libertarian Party of California. And I was actually the first ever openly trans person elected to a political party in California in that capacity. And frankly, I have no idea how anyone in a position like mine could ever not be a libertarian. I don't understand how anyone could be all about individuality and expressing themselves and then want to be anything else. So I completely agree. And thank you for whoever it was that was making the comment earlier.
Chase.
And
that was Chase, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. And also, this was a fantastic 2 hours.
Thank you. We're doing this probably not Thursday because Tom Arnold's more important than us, but we are definitely doing this as a regular thing. I don't know if it'll be weekly or every month or every other week or whatever, but this is awesome. I had a great time. Okay, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save the Muddy Waters host for the end. So James M. Ray. Close us out with your closing thoughts here.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed all of you, and it's been very entertaining. And the thing I'm trying to do right now is a very, very tiny, small libertarian reform here in Florida. In Florida, you're not allowed to buy 190 proof grain alcohol anymore. You used to be a long time ago, but frat boys did something, and the something either was poison themselves with alcohol poisoning, which you can do with vodka, by the way, but they drank. You should not drink pure alcohol, pure ethanol, or else here's what I think happened. They caused a legislator's sweet daughter to drink a bunch of Purple Passion Punch and then service an entire fraternity. And that's what I think happened. But who cares whatever happened? The point is, it's illegal to sell. It's illegal for liquor stores in Florida to sell Everclear anymore. And Ron DeSantis, our asshole governor, could re-legalize that with the stroke of a pen. And if he doesn't, it'll never get legal in Florida, because otherwise a legislator has to actually care about this shit enough to put it in his or her legislative prerogatives, and they only have like 2 or 3 slots in the bills. And who gives a shit about 190 proof versus 151 proof, which is what we're stuck with, because the Bacardi family owns the Florida legislature, and they weren't going to let their 151 to get outlawed, but they were fine with getting, the Everclear outlawed. And in the meantime, Georgia and Alabama both allow 190 proof alcohol to be sold right in the liquor stores, right on the border, and somehow they haven't devolved into Mad Max anarchy or anything like that. So I have been pestering my governor, and if you want to help me, it is the hashtag, I will put it in the chat, give us back real Everclear. Give us back real Everclear, Ron DeSantis, that asshole. He campaigned against our messed up Democrat on the basis of small government, and he's an idiot. He's not for small government at all. He's an idiot. Anyway,
Okay.
That's all.
Very good. And shout out to that legislator's daughter. You are the real MVP here. So thank you, James. Jennifer, any closing thoughts you'd like to give us before we close out?
I really like the part with the rat and the meth.
The rat and the meth. I think that was
I can't stop thinking about it.
It fits in with
All
the
right, look.
thing.
All right, look. So if you want the full write-up on that, just put my name into Google Scholar. It should still be the first thing that comes up.
So Google Scholar Jordan Logue, and you will see a rat excitedly explaining to the rest of his family his dreams. So thank you, Jennifer, for that. And Chris Reynolds, personal injury attorney, Chris Reynolds, attorney at law, here is your call-in moment.
Well, I guess the main takeaway that I've gotten from all this, even though I am not a supporter of Justin Amash's bid, an Amash-Cohen ticket would not prevent me from supporting that particular ticket. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds... Yeah, people keep saying that. So I'm going to block that out from my core for personal, for like mental health protection. So Seth, close us out with your final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be a part of this inaugural episode. I don't really have a whole lot to say. Chase, I want to say you're doing a fantastic job down there in Atlanta, and I look up to you as a fellow affiliate chair up here in Habersham County. I've been doing a lot of work myself trying to get the name out, the LP here in the opposite end of the situation, being in the dark red part of the state that voted for Donald Trump at like an astounding 96% of the vote in my county.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But yeah.
I thought my area was red.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Like I said, I look up to you. Another thing is a shameless plug. You also go like the Libertarian Party of Habersham County on Facebook and look for me on the next Georgia Liberty Cast podcast. I'm going to be on that talking about a situation up here with a police chief and a freedom of speech issue, as well as some ideas I have about how libertarians can make a real big impact on their local communities.
Oh, very good. Okay, so you're going to be on. So what is that you're going to be on again?
The Georgia Liberty Cast.
Cool, Georgia Liberty Cast, and you're the chair of the Habersham County Libertarian Party.
I am, yes.
Very good. Well, thank you for joining us. We have 2 Georgia county affiliate chairs here. Let's see who else is here. Jordan, you are next. Jordan, close us out with some nightmarish thing about rats.
You know, there is a point to all of this. I don't just do it to torture the animals. Like we are actually trying to cure human diseases.
Yeah, there's a park, right? Like, in this part of a theme park?
I mean, no. I live in Florida, but, like, that's...
Oh, that's the new Magic Kingdom ride, is Mickey gets decapitated and filled with meth.
It's the coronavirus version of Disneyland.
The coronavirus. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jordan. Tell us your final thoughts.
I was going to say that, keeping with the trend of every libertarian must have a podcast, I don't know if you guys have seen the Fakertarians podcast yet, but the group is trying to interview everyone who's running for chair of the LNC. And we finally got Mike Shipley to agree to come on our show next week.
Nice.
So John Hudak and the rest of the admins will be interviewing Mike Shipley at some point, probably next Saturday, as part of our trying to make sure that everyone who's running for LNC as a seat or as a position will have a chance to get the message out before the convention. So take a look at that if anybody wants to.
That's good. So we hope. I mean, maybe you'll consider any VP candidates.
Spike, I endorsed you like 3 months ago.
What was that? Say it again.
I endorsed you like 3 months ago.
Okay, thank you. Okay, cool. So thank you, Jordan, for that and for your follow-up endorsement. I like when people endorse me.
Oh, by the way, did Vermin ever get the boot cover, the sterile shoe cover?
I believe so. Yes, the cover for the actual foot part of the boot. Yes, I believe that he has that. Yes.
Awesome. I wanted to know. Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's practicing social distancing and sanitizing his boot. So let's see here. We got Jacob LaBelle. Jacob LaBelle, close this out with your final thoughts.
Oh Jesus! All right, so
that's what we're all thinking, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit different up here in the north. We have a lot of people that consider themselves Democrat or progressive or what the fuck. But God, I'm on the spot. I mean, I'm totally failing, aren't I?
No, that's fine.
Oh,
we'll go back.
good.
Yeah, we're good. Do you want us to come back to you?
Well, it's up here in Minnesota, like we have very we're Democrats, like DNC, like pretty hardcore, like union, whatnot. But I think that the libertarian message, especially the left side libertarian message that's coming out of guys like Mike Shipley, I think it's or not just Mike Shipley, but Mike Shipley and Vermin, and I think it's resounding. I think that people are actually listening.
Good.
Jacob, they are, because I'm from Duluth and I'm hearing more people they're okay with. They hated Gary Johnson, but they love Vermin Supreme.
You know, Gary, he was.
Oh no, I love Gary, but it's not the same. The people in Minnesota love Vermin Supreme.
I voted for Gary, but I got to tell you, I had a real problem with the private prisons thing, you know? I mean, we've got to be against something that is incentivizing a corporation to have a certain occupancy rate of a prison when we've got a fucking tax and spend drug war that's totally racist going on here. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous, goddammit.
I thought he was against private prisons.
Chase, Chase, you had your hand up.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm actually about to head out, so I did want to.
Oh yeah, Chase, go ahead with your final statement.
So final thoughts here for this podcast. First and foremost, I do want to say it's awesome that we do have a broad spectrum of libertarians in this candidate slot. I think it's great that people like you and people like Vermin, the left libertarians, are actually showing up a little bit more in our politics and in what's going on. And I like that. I like the fact that we are starting to play across all party spectrums. We're not just seen as Republican light anymore. And even if we had a mosh, I honestly think that image is actually disappearing over time. But what I really wanted to talk about was Seth earlier. He's the chair of the Habersham County Libertarian Party. And I wanted to talk about the importance of affiliate parties within the Libertarian Party. If you don't have an affiliate in your area, start one. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do. And what you're doing is you are the point person on the ground. You're the person who sees your neighbors and your friends and organizes the small independent gatherings that really grow this party from the ground up. So no matter where you are, hopefully there's an affiliate in your area. And if there isn't, get some friends together and start one. And I hope everyone here feels energized going into this convention and going to this election, whether it's electronic or whatever. I just want to say I'm very happy with the direction that the party's going. And thank you guys for an awesome show.
Thank you, Chase, and thanks for coming on. Jacob, go ahead and finish your final thoughts. Thank you again, Chase, for coming on.
Thanks.
Hey, Chase, I totally understand your ground up policy. The city that I live in, Minnesota, it's Crystal, Minnesota. It's a suburb of Minneapolis. We have actually 3 libertarian council members in our city council. I'm just saying.
Awesome.
That's great. Okay, so thank you. So let's see who we have left. We're going to figure out a better way to do this in the future. Rachel has...
It happens.
James... Jason, Chris Reynolds, Seth, Jay. Everyone here has talked. Okay, so we're going to have final thoughts from Jason Lyon. Jason Lyon.
I just want to say thank you guys. I mean, this was truly like my best Zoom meeting that I've had thus far during this coronavirus. I've never talked about meth or rats on meth. So I mean, this was truly like a great time. And certainly I appreciate everyone's coming through and just accepting kind of the diversity within the libertarian movement. And this is something that, I apologize. I've been kind of stepping back from the podcast a little bit. There's some issues there, but there's also,
of course,
just getting involved with activism, but we're able to make large changes right now, especially with the duopoly being just absolutely abhorrent and terrible. So, thanks to Spike for running, do what he's doing. But we have an opportunity here to really break ground. Get out of here, Joe Biden. But it's been truly amazing to be able to have conversations with people. And I think one thing that I've been learning is talking with people. I talk to people across the spectrum, and talking to people that are Bernie bros. They're easy to pick up and bring to liberty. Talking to people that have been disenfranchised from Trump, they're easy to bring to liberty. Everyone is easy to bring to liberty. I mean, even people that are like super MAGA, you can talk to them and be like, hey, here's what actual freedom is that we're talking about. And you could bring them to freedom. So, I mean, as long as we're persistent, we're pushing out the right message, we're really going to be successful with this. So I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but thank you guys for coming out here and joining us for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Jason. Jason Lyon, Mr. America, the somewhat bearded truth.
The lack of bearded truth.
The lack of bearded truth. And speaking of lack of a beard, here comes Matt Wright, who apparently deigned himself to be here finally.
Yeah, no, I did. No, to everybody who watched this, thank you. To everybody who participated, definitely thank you. When we started Muddied Waters 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago now, I never thought that we would become anything, and you guys are proving every day that we are becoming. Hey, Ken Blevins, you're here. You guys are proving every day that this was absolutely worth it, and it gives me reason to come out and keep doing this week after week after week, not just to talk to Spike, because I can do that over the phone any day that I want. So thank you all for being a part of this, because you guys are just as much of a part of it as we are. Not Jason. Jason's not, but everybody else, yes. And truly, you guys are the reason that we keep doing these things.
You definitely are, because it's not because of Matt. So it's definitely not because of Matt. So what did we learn here tonight, folks? We learned.
Was that rhetorical?
Oh no! What did we learn? Did we learn?
We learned that mics.
We learned about rats and
spikes.
We learned that it's important to have your mic as close to your body as possible.
Cover up as much of your face as possible.
Cover up.
I learned there's a drug company in Boston that makes pharmaceutical grade drugs.
We did learn that. We learned about the meth. We did learn that you can decapitate a rat and feed it antidepressants, but it'll still be sad because you decapitated it. We learned that you
with a friend that will plan to take over the world. That's how you offset that negative.
Yeah, so if you still have a friend that plans to take over the world, then you will be less sad than if you didn't. But still largely sad because, again, you don't have a body and your family was also decapitated. We learned that. We learned that... what else did we learn?
The dark side of Pinky in the brain. That's
we learned about the dark side of Animaniacs. And we learned that Jennifer has this amazing Tiger King background that I love. We learned that. We learned that this can drag on for actually 2 and almost a half hours. We learned that I am great at picking intro and outro music, and that that should always just be my job from now on. I learned that. No.
We learned that Matt is only late whenever it's a public thing and everyone else actually makes it on time.
Yeah, Matt is late to everything but our show, which I'm late to. We learned that. We learned... Did we learn anything else?
I might have learned how to use my phone on Zoom.
Oh, Kenneth Blevins finally learned how to use his phone on Zoom in this very moment.
In the outro.
At the ass end of the show. Yeah. We're about to close out. That's perfect. Thank you, everyone. That's what we learned. We're closing out with Kenneth Blevins, noted Post Malone impersonator and bull rider, also running for the presidential nomination for the Libertarian Party. Thank you for tuning in, Kenneth Blevins. And so, we're going to close out. Stabby and I wish you very well, and we love you very much. And we are not sure. We're going to be doing more of these in the future Muddied Zooms, but we don't know when yet or what the timing is going to be. So we'll be keep in touch. And again, if you're watching this, you want to be in these in the future, you got to be a member of the Muddy Waters fan group, facebook.com/groups/Muddied Waters, or you just search for Muddied Waters, and it's the group called Muddied Waters.
And we get the beats down.
Yes. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. And we don't have we don't know, we didn't talk about this part. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Say all the places that we're online.
Oh, if you want to reach us online, we are on Facebook, Anchor FM, Float, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on.
We already said that.
Twitch, Reddit, Twitter. We're on Twitter, and we're on Stitcher.
Muddiedwaters.com.
We're on muddywatersmedia.com to see this and everything. Are we going to put these on muddywatersmedia.com?
We're not putting this on Muddied Waters.
They can find everything else we do.
You can find this and everything except, well, you won't find this. Find everything but this at muddywatersmedia.com. This we're going to delete after we're done with it. So thank you again for tuning in. And where we're going,
We don't need
any roads.